Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we'll be reviewing the Land Rover Discovery. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Land Rover here of Salt Lake, Utah for giving me some time with this Discovery. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for Nick. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 296 horsepower and then 295 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you can see it's flat here in the center, and then notice we got the Discovery logo, and then I like the headlight design. It looks pretty sweet. And then notice how it's kind of all flush, and then everything's blacked out in this particular one. And putting it all together, it's not quite as boxy as a Defender, but it does have a boxier appearance. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275, 45, 21 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels completely blacked out. And then notice the fender flare body painted, and you got the Discovery logo right there. And then everything else is also blacked out. And then here is your full side view with the Discovery. And I like the Land Rover logo there. The green contrasts nicely with the black. Here's a quick look at the key fob. We've got our lock and unlock function. You got that for the lights. That's for the hatch, and then the Land Rover logo. And then popping into the back, you guys can see there's tons of cargo space here in the rear. And we've got quite a few functions. So notice here for the seats to fold them down and raise them up. And then you can see with the little tailgate here in the back. And then that's for all the seats, and then that's for the suspension to raise and lower it to make it so it's easier to access. And then the third row passengers do get heated seats here in the back. It looks like they've got padding here in the back as well. Now with the third row up, you lose quite a bit of storage space. The third row itself, it's got decent headroom, legroom, a little bit more on the cramped side. Most SUVs are like that. And then pressing that, that'll close everything up. Look at the taillight design here. I think that's pretty sharp. And then again, everything else is dark on the back. But putting it all together, let me guys think about the looks here of the Discovery, especially compared to the Defender. Do you think the Defender looks better, or do you think the Discovery looks better? Now taking a look at the door panel, you can see the trim here at the top, and then look down below. I love all of this. I think that looks great. And then here's a quick look at the seats, perforated all down the center portion, and then you got this for the back. Now legroom in the second row is a lot better for adults. We also have a little storage pocket. You can see a little USB there. That's pretty cool with those. Got some vents here in the back. We got our own climate zone. Got USBs there as well. And then headroom back here, it's good. And last thing in the back, you guys can see the lights here, but we also have a sunroof there for the third row. That's pretty cool. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see here with the soft touch, and then also down below. Got our memory seat function, door lock and unlock, and then handle just like the Defender. Window controls here at the top. You can see the mirror adjustments, and then blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And here's the front seat. You can see again perforated all down the center portion. Look at those pedals down below. Got that for the hatch, and then you can see the soft touch in the dash, and then here at the top as well. Now here's a quick look at the steering wheel. You can see soft touch all around. Paddle shifters there on the back, and nice finish overall. You've got controls here for like your adaptive cruise control, heated steering wheel function as well, controls for the center stack, and then you got your regular stocks on the back. Digital gauge cluster here in the center, which we can use to scroll through and see different bits of info in the car. We can also change the info panel layout just like other Range Rovers. In reverse, this does have a 360 camera system, and we have the on-road and off-road mode, and center locking differential. With this one, you can also do the 360 view, which is pretty cool. Now as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time is quick. It's easy to use. Like how you can see the elevation here as well. And I think it's nicely integrated into the dash. And you can see you've got some shortcut buttons down below, and then we got the multi-function control. So push in, that's for your seat, and you can pull out for the fan speed. And then you got the temperature all built into one dial. Nice soft touch on the dash, and then we also have the heads-up display there. And then this has the cool top glove box. And nice trim, and then you do have a regular bottom glove box as well. And then got a wireless phone charging pad here, got a little USB volume control here, and then you got your shifter. And then this is the drive mode select. We do have basically a bunch of off-road modes. Got a couple on-road modes, comfort and eco. And then you got the cup holders here, and then by the way, you can press that back in, that'll just do auto. Hill descent control. And then we got the refrigerator center console. Nice trim here on the top, and this has the armrests too funny enough. And then we do have another sunroof up front, so lots of sunroofs. Here's a quick look at the window sticker. You guys can see all the standard equipment with this. Here's your base MSRP, $64,100, and then this has quite a few options. Total MSRP, $76,208. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, and hope you can see the heads-up display. Both the mirrors do have blind spotter. Throughout the rest of the rear. And let's discover what the Discovery is all about. I've got some pretty strong opinions that I will share in today's video when it comes to the Discovery. And I think a lot of you watching this will probably be in a similar boat to me. But first off, it's comfortable. Seats are comfortable. It's always a plus. I think it's this one for the... There we go, that one for the windshield. Wasn't expecting that, but got the job done. I always forget which one's the windshield wiper. Ooh, we got a Trackhawk. Those are always cool to see. Is it for sale though? Oh, it doesn't have a plate on it. That means it's probably just traded in. I bet, so if it's at the Maserati store, that means someone probably traded that in for, I would say, Trackhawk, they probably went for like a Levante, or maybe the new Grecale Trofeo, who knows. But initially getting up and moving, this 4-cylinder, I mean, this is a big vehicle for a 4-cylinder, but it seems like it can, you know, move it for the most part. Suspension's pretty dang comfortable as well. Yes, my thing I think that this is all about is it's all kind of coming together. Welcome to Salt Lake, where people cross the road whenever they want. Not when the walk sign is up, just whenever they feel like it. But it's a pretty nice drive so far. I will say that. So, you know, from a daily driver perspective, great. I mean, that's kind of what Land Rovers are all about, is being great with the daily drive. Because, you know, when it comes to off-roading with these Land Rovers, it's supposed to be a vehicle that you know, go on a big trek with. That's why they have the Trek Edition with the Defenders, for example. So, kind of punch it here a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have the inline 6. You can get the inline 6 in this. I'd rather have that. I think that's better fit. So, summing things up, I think the Discovery is great. I think it looks pretty cool on the outside. I like the interior, but I've said this in prior reviews, and I'm going to say this again. I think that Land Rover should, and I've said before, like, the Defender makes it so that a lot of people are just going to go for the Defender. I think that Land Rover should probably get rid of the Discovery at this point. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if, like, it makes sense to have the Discovery. But from my perspective, they've got the Defender 90, the 110, and the 130. So if you want a Land Rover that's more off-road oriented, and that's what the Discovery was before, so more off-road oriented Land Rover, then you've got 3 choices depending on what you're looking for. If you want the most, you know, off-road cool thing, you get the 2-door. If you want the practical one that my wife and I have, you get the 110. And then if you want a 3rd row, well, you got the 130. So yeah, it just seems like, and I mean, you look at like the actual vehicles themselves, and the Defender is basically, I mean, this is kind of stretching a little bit, it's basically a modified Discovery. And so yeah, it just seems kind of interesting to me that they're still making the Discovery. Again, I think it's a cool vehicle, but I just think that maybe it would make more sense for Land Rover to tighten up their lineup. Just do, so if they got rid of the Discovery, you'd still have the Evoque, you'd still have the Velar, you'd have the Sport and the full size. And I mean, that's 5 vehicles. We're 6 SUVs with this. I think 5 SUVs. I think that would actually make, because you'd basically have the Evoque as like the affordable Range Rover. The Velar is, you can't quite afford a Sport, so you go for the Velar. Really nice. They're really nice. Wish they'd still make the V8 Velar. sad they got rid of that. And then you got the Sport, and then you got the full size. So you got all the different like luxury Range Rovers, and then you have the Defender for the people, because most people don't take any Range Rovers off-road. I've taken my Defender off-road, by the way. But yeah, for the people that genuinely want to off-road, or they want just a cooler looking boxy vehicle, then yeah, you've got the Defender for that. So let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys think about the Discovery. And I love the thing that it fills in underneath the vehicle. It's so helpful with off-roading and with parking as well, frankly. But yeah, let me know what you think.